Are you bored of traditional racket warm-ups? I certainly am. If you want to elevate your warm-up, get ready for matches quicker and have more fun doing it, here are 5 drills to improve your racket warm-up. One of the most underrated parts of your warm-up is the racket warm-up itself. You've got physically ready, you're mentally in tune, and now it's time to make sure your hands and your body are at one with your racket. And that is what the racket warm-up is all about. Feeling the ball, feeling how that contact is on that particular day. And in this video, I'm gonna go through 5 exercises to get you going and get you in tune with your racket, get the timing of the ball, the surface, the conditions, get used to it in a way that allows you to start the game with the best level of freshness, energy, and competitiveness. So these are 5 little games to make the warm-up a bit more interesting. Sometimes it can be a bit boring, but these are 5 fun warm-up games to help elevate your experience. Let's get into them. This is straight out of Brad Gilbert's Winning Ugly. It's part of his racket warm-up, and it is certainly part of ours. It is volley to volley. You and your partner right up at the net, about a racket's length and arm's length away, going nice, sharp, volley to volley. There's a couple of reasons for this. One, there's very few muscle groups working. So physically, it's quite good because you're not using your whole body, it's just your hands, just your upper body really getting working. You're dialing in your eyes, you've got to see it really quick, your reactions, you're sharpening up, but in a nice, controlled way. So we go volley to volley, you can gradually work back. So you're doing deeper volleys, but we start nice and close. As we get more and more proficient, you can do it from further and further away. Of course, the Bryan brothers made this warm-up very famous because they do their crossing the service line volley to volley drill, where they start on opposing corners of the service line and they move across the court, keeping the ball going volley to volley as they go. So you're keeping that simple skill with the volley, but increasing the amount of movement and increasing the difficulty. Your racket warm-up should involve a volley to volley aspect. It's great physically, great for getting your eyes sharpened up, and it should be part of your warm-up too. This next warm-up activity starts to get a little competitive. I've sprinkled in some competitiveness because that is often a way to really turn up that warm-up, using nice controlled skills, but with a hint of competition to make sure your focus is heading in the right direction. Now this game is called D-ball, and myself and Ben actually invented this game together many, many years ago, and we called it down ball. Hence the name D-ball. Then somewhat annoyingly, Djokovic started playing it and everyone now calls it D-ball for Djokovic ball. But you'd have seen it before. It's where you have to bounce the ball on your side of the net. So you play it down into the court, then goes over the net, the other person has to volley it down to get it back. We've played this internally several times. It's a great little exercise to get you moving, bring some fun into the sessions. And again, a way of getting that movement going laterally and starting to work hard and increase your connection with the racket. It's great for touch and feel and things like that. The little added rule that we like is instead of on the backhand side, you have to change hands. So you're building up some dexterity. You'll go right hand and left hand depending on which side it comes, which adds another level of complexity to make sure D-ball is in your warm-up. The next game is called Hit the Line, and it can be played in a few different ways, but I like to play it against a whole group. So say I've got a whole group of 8 players, everyone's playing individually whilst rallying from the service line with their partner. So we're looking for nice pushes, but to bring a higher level of focus than you normally get from the service line, we're aiming for an exact line. So if we're sharing a court, then I use the singles tram line. If like now I have the whole court to myself, I'm using the center line. So as I'm pushing from the service line, my objective is to get the ball to bounce on the line. And I normally do first to 3, and then we rotate or change it up. So this is hit the line game, and it's as simple as this. Ball comes in on the line, and I'm trying to push it back dead straight to get it on the line as well. The camera's bang on the line, and that's where my shot went. So we have already played Hit the Line, trying to get that ball on that center line. We're now gonna play in the trams. You might be thinking, but Josh, that's so much easier. Why would we now go in the trams? And there's one very simple reason, because we are now gonna go to the back of the court. So from the baseline, keeping the ball with a partner inside the tram line, dialing in your accuracy, dialing in that nice, consistent focus. There's a couple of different ways of doing it. You can play, so you start in the center of the tram line and you move either side using forehands and backhands, or you can say, no, I'm gonna stay inside the court, so I use my outside wing. So if you're right-hander on the ad court, you're gonna use backhands. juice court forehands, obviously vice versa for you lefties. Equally, you might go, no, we're still in the warm-up, let's just go forehand to forehand, so one player can start outside of the tram line and play forehands and the other player inside the court and use forehands. But you're trying to see if you can keep the ball in the tram line consistently, getting perfectly under the ball, playing nice straight shots. It really focuses the mind, focuses on that, it lets your movement and your shots to come into your game naturally without trying to focus on it, because all you're trying to do is keep that ball inside the tram lines. It's as simple as this. Ball comes in straight, dead straight, boom, in the tram line. As many as you can in a row, keep the ball in the trams. The last activity we like to call cage. You are like a caged beast. You have to stay inside the confines of the court. And you can play this from the service line or the baseline. But it's very simple in its context. You're playing competitively against your opponent. From the service line, I'd recommend playing up only. But your feet aren't allowed on the line or out of the court, which means you're gonna have some half volleys. You're gonna have some volleys, you're gonna have some balls. You're going to have all range of different shots, not just nice, comfortable strikes. And it's often these shots that really get your racket warm-up going. It's probably a good one to do right towards the end. Play some half-court points, staying inside the baseline, forcing you to think, forcing you to adjust, and you're also beginning to think, how can I make it hard for the other person? We're getting to that competitive mindset, which is all part of the racket warm-up. So be a caged animal. Practice all the other shots that happen, all the other little flicks and twists and pickups that always occur when you start playing. Build it into your racket warm-up to make sure you are ready to fire into your match. Racket warm-ups don't have to be monotonous. They don't have to be the dull, boring introduction to your match or to your training session. You can freshen them up, you can make it a bit competitive, you can make fun games out of them. If you do this, you will elevate the intensity of your practice, you will raise the standard of your game and of everyone else who's playing around you, and ultimately have more fun, and that is what we're here to do. The racket warm-up is an integral part of any practice session or any match, because if you do it well, it gets you to your match level quicker. So try some of these games, try some of these exercises to boost your warm-up, to level it up, and see if that can be the catalyst to winning those early few games in your next match. Thank you very much for watching. If you have heard of all 5, which I don't believe, leave in the comments when you heard them and who you heard them from. They must have stolen some of my ideas. Equally, if you have some other fun warm-up games, put them below. We're always looking for new ones. These have been developed over many years and we've got loads more. So if you're interested in more videos like this, please let us know as well. Please like the video, share with your tennis playing friends, and don't forget to subscribe. That is what helps grow our channel and keeps us able to producing content that you guys want.